Hey mates, so today I'm going to teach you a method about how to calculate the square root of a complex number real quick. By real quick, I mean in like 10 seconds. So let's quickly first understand the concept behind developing this shortcut. So the underlying concept behind this developed shortcut is we can understand this with the help of an example. So let's take an example. Like we have a complex number under root 12 5 plus 12 iota. We have to calculate the square root of this number. So the square root of this number will also be a complex number. This is quite easily understandable. Now let us square on both sides. So 5 plus 12 iota will give us a square minus b square plus 2ab iota. Now let us compare the real parts and the imaginary parts. So we get a square minus b square equal to 5 and 2ab equal to 12. So we get ab as 6 and a square minus b square as 5. So what do we have to do next? Like, think of two numbers whose product is 6, but the difference between the squares of these two numbers is 5. So what comes directly to your mind is 3 and 2. The product of 3 and 2 is 6, but the difference between the squares of 3 and 2 is 5. Like 3 square minus 2 square equal to 5. So here we got the value of a and b. Now how to write the answer of this square root after getting the values of a and b? So let us suppose under root 5 plus 12 iota. So see the methodology to write the answer. First of all, put a plus minus sign outside the bracket. Now why do we put this plus minus sign outside the bracket? This is because if we calculate the square of any number, either positive or a negative, it returns a positive value only. For example, let us suppose that we have under root x square. The answer it evaluates as mod of x. Why? Because x can either be positive or negative, but the square root will always return a positive value. So now what do we have to do next? We have to put a. What is the value of a that we obtained? We obtained a as 3. Now the sign that we have to use for the imaginary part is the sign which is given in the question itself. So we will use plus with it. So plus, and we got b as 2. So 3 plus 2 iota. This is our answer. Now let us try the same method on another question, like under root minus 5 plus 12 iota. So what we will do? First of all, put a plus minus sign outside the bracket. I already told you the logic behind this. So now what do you do? Take the imaginary part, divided by 2, we get 6. Now think of two numbers whose product is 6, but the difference between the square of these numbers is minus 5. What are these two numbers? These are 2 and 3, as 2 square and 3 square is 4 minus 9, which gives us minus 5. So we obtained a as 2 and b as 3. So put a as 2. For the sign of the imaginary part, take it same as the question. This is the answer of this question. Now let us two more examples. For example, we have to calculate the square root of minus 7 minus 24 iota. So what will be the answer? First of all, we put a plus minus sign outside the bracket. Now divide 24 by 2, we get 12. Think of two numbers whose product is 12, we get 3 and 4 in our minds naturally. Now the difference between the square of these numbers should be minus 7. So how can we arrange these numbers? 3 square minus 4 square, which is 9 minus 16, will return minus 7. So here we get A as 3 and B as 4. So put 3 here. Take the sign same as in the question, minus 4 iota. This is the answer of minus 7 minus 24 iota. Now let us wind up with yet another example. So here we have got minus 1 plus 4 root 5 iota. We have to calculate the square root of this number. So what do we do first of all? Hey, now you can easily make it out. We put a plus minus sign outside the bracket. Now what's next? Divide the imaginary part by 2. So here when we divide the imaginary part by 2, we get 2 root 5. Think of two numbers whose product is 2 root 5. Yes, you guessed it right. 2 and root 5. Now the difference between the squares of these two numbers must be minus 1. So how will we arrange these two numbers? We will arrange them as 2 square minus under root 5 square. What do we get? 4 minus 5, which returns 1. So we have got A as 2 and B as root 5. So what we will put A here, copy the sign from the question and put the value of B, which is root 5. Here you don't have to worry about the sign which occurs in between the order of the difference of squares. That is taken care by the sign of the question itself. So friends, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and by the end of this video you have made out how to calculate the square root of a complex number extremely quick. Thank you.